Signori, good evening or good morning, depends on where you are in the world. Welcome to this new episode of Speed the Coffee, an Italian version of the famous American show. Just joking. I'm Livestream and I'm really glad to introduce you our two special guests, really special guests, Mr. Limon FPV. Limon, not lemon. Be sure that. No. And Mr. Ivan Turner, aka HEADSUP FPV. Hi guys, how are you? So, after 1 year from the last live stream, it's actually passed 1 year. What's changed in this racing world? What news we have? Too much things, guys. Too much things to talk about at 5 AM, but we are ready. Oh, last time for the race, I just leave my home at midnight to be at race flight camp at 7 AM. So I'm ready to this. Don't worry. I just will be in the building site in few hours, just honking my nail. Okay, let's start with the question, guys. If I ask you, let's find out if I can spell this in a correct way. If I ask you, oh yeah, this guy won the world champion. Which champion he win for you? DCL, DRL, FAI or MultiGP? What he win? Yeah. Thank you. Vámonos. Evan? Because in the first live stream of this channel, I made a bet. I got the newbie meaning the young guy from the champion here in Italy. and I can see a different path, because one, it was more into FAI truck, and for him, FAI truck, it was the one. The another one, it was the MultiGP. So he fly mostly MultiGP. And the other one too, it's more on, I don't know if you know Aqua as a track editor. So the track that is big, huge, strange, with a gate on the wall and something like that. And I can see really a different path and different flight between these three. At the end, the MultiGP won. So maybe you're right. I don't know. And that's true.
Let's go. I got big dreams, I'ma do big things. Yeah, you see me on the big screen looking so clean. I don't move slow, I move fast, right past anybody taking life for granted. Yeah, that's too bad. I'd be grateful for everything that I have. You only got this life, you don't get it back. Make the most of it, become the best that I can. Everybody,
That's fair. That's fair. So other than that, if you find out every one of these kind of race have is type of quad. Now we can see the trainer, the range, the esport, the spec race, pro spec race. So each race direction have one. So if you see FAI drone, you will see a bigger drone, but not big as DCL. If you see MultiGP, it's a classic 5-inch quad. What's more difficult to fly, actually, for me, is the 5-inch quad, the classic one. But let's argument that because yes, it's more difficult to fly a 5-inch quad, classic quad, but when you have all the same drone, it's more difficult for all, because you can't just fly faster than the other. So what's the more difficult, or what is more funniest for you to race between these different? Yeah. So falling or the Velocitron, so the esport will be easier. Okay. Because what we can see in this year is that a lot of champion made track before the race, so people can fly in the track on Velocitron or on Aerodrome. Let me know if it's the right name, Aerodrome, or DCL have its own track manager or game, actually. So it's a different sport, or is the same sport, actually? We can consider it the same sport as the ERL, no, drones for you. Yeah,
I like to get paid, that's why I work every day. I'll be making money till I'm in my grave. Don't care what they say, I'll buy time with my money. Laughing to the bank cause it's funny. The money keep coming, I manifest it. Sing these lyrics and you'll get it. I'm the bank, come invest it. I attract and I have it. Money finds me attractive. I'm the type to make commas, turn a profit. I'm the boss, Willy Wonka, but it ain't chocolate. Yeah, I'm just being honest, I work for this shit. I'm usually modest, but this beat lit, so I'm going off thoughtless, talking my shit. Yeah, I'ma be the hottest designer in drip. I'm just coming with the rawness. I gotta admit that I'm usually modest, but I work hard for my
yep.
shit. I'll do the work, yeah, I'll do it till it hurts. I'll invest in my future, I'll invest in the purse. I wanna be so rich, life changes, and I don't ever think about how much I just pay it. Yeah, it's the dream, the American dream. Live on top, don't stop till you got everything. But there's balance, cause this life is a challenge. You gotta live in the now while building up the talent. Make commas, turn a profit. I'm the boss, Willy Wonka, but it ain't chocolate. Yeah, I'm just being honest, I work for this shit. I'm usually modest, but this beat lit, so I'm going off thoughtless, talking my shit. Yeah, I'ma be the hottest designer in
Nice.
coming with the wildest. I gotta admit that I'm usually modest, but I work hard for my shit. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. So keep working,
Well,
it's hurting, cause that's when you start deserving everything you want, everything you need. Trust the process, yeah, you got this. Keep on working till you bleed.
everyone.
Yeah, I've been there, yeah, I've done that. 10 long years of breaking my back.
This said the t-shirt in 523 shop. So when I will buy the new lipstick, I will buy these two. But there is a software that that need to be behind all these, the spec race, the fringe, that. So a question for a developer. I know last time you said me, yeah, I work on Betaflight, but I don't do all the Betaflight. I just do this kind of things. Okay, but how it's difficult to be behind all this kind of configuration for all these different races as a developer.
Yo, I'm an addict addicted to being savage. My life is a little graphic, like HBO making magic. I'm rapping to make that passive money coming
Yep.
from traffic. Doing mental gymnastics, I'm fluid and problematic. You losing if you come at me the wrong way. I've come a long way from sipping on Bombay. It's 1942 now, in this loud mouth, sipping hard in the back of a booth, sold out. I can never get enough. Success is like a drug. The money come in, but then I want more stuff. So I gotta work hard, play harder, gotta work smarter. Time is money, yeah, money is harder. So I'm not
It worked.
no, I'm not giving in. I was born in this world, I swear to make a difference. If you need a mentor, I got something for
Right,
you.
right.
Just watch
I saw maybe last year Heaven did a spec race, and I saw the boost mode, right? I actually don't know how to set in the drone, and I don't find no one that explain this. Can you explain us how to set a boost? That is different from CAC.
like life, it gives you a chance for greatness, and you can waste it, or you can take it. Take control of your fate and chase it. I've been running towards dreams since I was just a kid. I've been held down,
Okay.
hated. I've been pissed off, mad, frustrated. I've been loved, admired, and finally made it to the other side where I realized something sacred. It's not about what anyone else thinks of me. It's all about how I live, what's my legacy. Am I happy? Did I give fucking everything, or did I hold back, scared of all the uncertainty? I think differently, that's why I'm different, see? That's what happens when you take control of destiny.
That's true. That's true, but I'm a strange guy. I actually fly with the RPM limit instead of motor, limit or throttle limit. And I think I asked you something like that maybe 6-7 months ago, because I was interested in boost mode, because in 5-inch classic, not spec race, with RPM limit, it was fun. Like you know the track, maybe you know that in this sector of the track you can just go in faster, and it was fun to have a boost, so unlock the RPM limit just for this particular I don't know. Lemon muted? They say me Lemon is muted, but I see you. Try to speak, please. How it's possible? I see you. No, come on. No, come on. Again. Right, try again.
1, 2, 3. 1,
Yes.
2, 3.
Now it's working.
All right. So I was muted. I didn't said anything nasty yet, so it's all good. All the
As I
nasty
said
parts coming in
before,
future.
it was all set it up perfectly. The last live stream,
Yeah.
really, it was. But
yeah.
okay.
All right. So quick recap of what I was just
Yes.
saying. So first of all, Evan said that Limon is an average pilot. Then also the boost mode is for people who can't win with a pure skill, and I think that's it. That's all that matters. Yeah, and you can certainly like so adding boost in CAC for the normal RPM limit, that'd be pretty easy. Like that would be like a couple of hours work for me in coding, but I didn't see much requests for that, and then I didn't make it. We kind of also enjoy Prospect without boost. I kind of a little bit, I would say, enjoy more lately flying without boost and racing without boost, but it, anyways, if we have enough demand, we can make boost and CAC. That's,
Okay.
Yeah.
I set my ticket for that, so okay.
Yeah.
Another recap. First of all, it's in an Italian that figured it out. So an Italian that woke up at 5 a.m. Thank you, man. Just to be here. A little bit recap from the first question. At the end, both the guys say that MotoGP actually is the championship to compete, where to compete in this year. So
well, they're all championships, but I think like MotoGP is the most prestige. I don't know.
Prestigious. Yeah, you're close.
Prestigious.
Even you are the only one who speaks really English, so. Okay. What do you hear about new lap timer? Do you hear something about it, like the roto hazard? So, I kind of find a path, like there is a software that you pay, and after it's coming open source software that just is doing better, but with all the problematic of the open source as ERLS that get off the other system, RX system. Same as AM32 that get off BLL32, and now we have roto hazard that will get off immersion. Did you try the new lap timer in some way?
Evan, do you want to share a secret or you don't?
No, I don't. There's no secret. Like, I think we used it for. We run like the winter series, and Armando last year used it rotor hazard a couple times because it's rotor hazard's definitely better when using the HD pilots because you can watch the thing and you can go and select when they went by. So last year for our winter series, we used Rotor Hazard, and it's okay. Like they're like
Didn't you
live
get
time.
the new? Sorry, I
Oh.
interrupted you.
No. We have the new timer, like the new immersion timer. It works great. It's great that you don't have to buy the RXs, and you don't have to buy 3D print and program this thing. You can just buy it and plug it in, and it works great.
working.
Sure, it's expensive, but I think that is awesome. And then 533 sponsored like the Rotor Hazard devs had a GoFundMe for trying to buy it because they want to integrate the immersion with
Really?
Rotor Hazard, and we bought one for them. So their Rotor Hazard is going to try and implement or to try and allow the lap RF, so that way there's like a actual timer that you can just buy that will work with it. So I think that'd be really cool. I think we shipped it to them like yesterday, so maybe we'll have Rotor Hazard and immersion combined.
That's nice.
That'd be
That's
awesome.
nice.
Rotor Hazard is the one that MotoGP also allows, right?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And we allowed this from this year champion, and it was really funny for me because 3 weeks ago we are doing in a Coppa Italia, so the Italian Championship channel, YouTube channel, we did a live stream about lap timer. And when we arrived to Immersion RC, so the lap RF, I say, oh yeah, it will be ready in 2 weeks, just as a meme. Sorry, Yorka, the meme is this. Man, after 2 weeks, it was out. I don't know how.
Maybe you should try to say it more often.
Yeah, maybe it's working. I just scroll Instagram and say, hey, wait, 2 weeks later? Really? Okay. That's nice. So at the end, I think the Rotor Hazard is good for the small flight camp or just the guy that fly under IKEA park. So they need just something that is not expensive.
Yeah.
It's actually working for bigger race chapter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's an open source, so he can have a bug and has every open source. So
True, yeah.
It's like that. Okay. I'm looking for the new app timer actually, the new app RF for the split. I think there is a new feature. They said that there is a new feature of the sector. So you can split the sector of the racetrack, so you can see where you're going faster, when you're going slower.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking for that. Okay. Talking about racing, Lemon, let's explain us why you love so much double elimination bracket.
All right. Well, as an average pilot, let me answer like as an average pilot. So, double elimination is horrible because it's so much random in the final results. Especially if you have like 16 people, you qualify them first, and then actually pilot who qualified number 1, who is definitely, maybe he's not the most skilled pilot among 16 people, but he's definitely like top 5. He's qualified number 1, right? It should mean something. But in double elimination, he can literally end up number 16. And the same goes in reverse. You qualified number 16, you're slow as fuck. And then with enough luck, you can be number 1 all of a sudden, right? Or you can be... And I've been in this situation in both ways. I've been in the races where I'm really like, like underdog. I qualified whatever, number 115, and then I ended up in like top 8. And when I'm there, it doesn't feel fair. I'm like, it's just someone else faster than me crashed many more times. And like, that's, and I've been in reverse. I've been in the situation where I qualified number 1, 2, or 3. And then because of the double elimination, like one lose and then one me there. And then instead of being number 1 after qualified number 1, you were number 16, and that sucked really bad. So I don't think that's fair. And if you're doing mains format, yeah, you cannot drop too low. Like you qualified number 5, you cannot drop below number 8. You know, you qualified number 1, you cannot be below number 4. Like, and I kind of like it.
So
Just more weights to qualifying.
So which one for you is that one that should be used next year as an world championship related? So which one for you should be used for racing next year? If you can choose
Yeah, I think
just
it's
one.
either mains go first, of course. Well, if not mains, then it can be triple elimination. The new format that Sean Ames figured out, I kind of like it a lot for
No
prospect.
Bump up elimination. You don't like
Yeah,
it?
the bump up is what we call here mains format.
Ah, okay,
yeah.
perfect.
Where you qualify people and then they start racing from the low people, and then 2 people or 1 person getting bump up. Like that's what we call mains.
How many heat do you do every bump up?
It depends. Like last time we had a prospect race here. We hosted it with Neil in Houston, and Evan was there, and Evan won. What a surprise!
Yeah, I saw this video.
Yeah, and so we had, because we didn't have like too many people. We had like 16 people, and then we literally ran 3 races per every mains. So even if you qualify number 16, you still have 3 actual races. And if you win them, then you're getting even more races, right? Yeah, and then of course it's 3 races in the finals, or it's chase days in the finals. Just how you. That's why I like it. Like it's so flexible. If you have so many people, you can run only 1 heat, you know, for lower mains. If you have not many people, you can run chase the ace for every bump, you know. And
that's race. We did a bump up for a fun race here in Caluso, Torino, and hi guys from BFC. And actually, I got my first semifinal after 6 EAT consecutive winner. It was fun. Actually, it was more fun because you flight and you flight and you flight and you flight and you flight. Yeah, it's more stressful because you need to flight good every time for 6-7 heat consecutive. Depends of where you qualified. But for me, it's more fun, actually.
And you also ended up racing all the time. You're racing against pilots of your skill level, approximately. Whereas in the double elimination, you're like, if you're average pilot, right, then you're racing against number 1 and you're racing against number 100.
Yeah.
Right, and then it's like it's not even a race. Like, come on.
Yeah, we arrived in a point last year, same BFC, but in the real championship. That I qualified 15, the other guy that qualified 16, and the top 2. We just watch each other and say, okay, good race. Let's be honest. Okay. And for you, Evan, you are the top 2, so I don't think it changed a lot.
For me, I think that the bump up main like format cannot be used at a world championship event because it can be more easily taken advantage of. Because if you were to intentionally qualify low, you could have way more packs and way more warmed up than the top guy. So then you could, because basically you want to think that everybody's going to play this perfectly and everybody's going to fly as best they can. But when money's involved and pride is involved, it all goes out the window. So if this was a world championship race for the world championship, I would go there, I would fly 2 really fast laps, and I would just land on that one and then just maybe finish 1 so that I qualify super low. And then I would be in the E main or the whatever main, and I would just get so many packs and get faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
That's true.
And by the time I got to the top, then the people who did it correctly would get destroyed, or like they wouldn't. I'm not saying that, but like they would have a huge disadvantage. So unless you can find a way to like prevent that, I don't think it can be used at a world championship because it can be taken advantage of too easily. But for local races, I think it's great because I went to this pro spec event. It was amazing. Everybody got to race people of their skill level. People got rewarded for their qualifying. They couldn't fall too low. So I think in a lot of ways it was great. But when money's involved or something like this, I think it could be taken advantage of. Which is
all right, Mr. Evans. So spill the tea now. Who, like, if you think about this strategy that you described, right, the sandbagging and then getting it like enough, who would be the first pilot you think of that would do that?
Amari.
Amari. I don't think Amari would risk it because if you qualifying purposely low, you're risking that you're just gonna stuck there. Like you crash 3 times, and then you stuck there.
Or maybe just one time.
Well, I mean, so you can technically do you can do. I had a what do you call it? Like a theory a long time ago that BMS Thomas used to do this for double elimination because there was a stretch of time from like 2019 to 2017. BMS Thomas never entered the final of a drone race in the winner's bracket, not once. Or even the biggest races. Once it got time where if you lost, you can go back to back, he would lose every time. So FAI, Australia, multi-GP, like, so I think he was actually doing this because you got more packs and you also got back-to-back packs going into the finals. So I think it's actually, I don't know, maybe this is just me being crazy, but I swear he did. But in double elimination, that's like it's a very big risk because it's only one pack. Like if he got mid-aired, then like of course he'd be screwed. If it's the main, I don't think it's a big risk with mains because you have 3 races. If you like
Crash.
in double elimination, it's a very big risk to intentionally lose to get more packs. But if it's mains and you have 3 attempts, especially if you get to drop your worst one, like it was pro spec, like it's not a very big risk, honestly.
But that depends, right? Because some races, like you don't have enough time, or you have too many people, then you just one round per main, and then it's still a big risk. So,
but if there's more than one,
I can see that.
Yeah, actually,
but I don't think Amari would do that, though. I don't know.
Yeah,
actually, I would definitely think about it. Definitely think about it.
In Italy, we wait 2 years before getting the bump up or main, just because of that. Because some people just say, wait, there is this criticism, so maybe this guy going slower in qualify just for be more warmer. Actually, when you get in this position, so they wait a lot. They wait a lot and they wait a lot. And just think about.
Yeah.
This year will be the first year where we actually get it in the actual championship. So we will see. Okay.
I think as long as there's not a substantial amount of money, you should do it. If like the race is not for a lot of money, then mains are fine. But if there's money involved or like maybe like a high value thing attached to the win where people would like do things like this, then maybe it can be, I can see the reason you would not do it.
Maybe you can remove this if you also, like, let's say if we're talking about money, maybe you can also pay a small portion of the money to the top qualifier, and then people would love to go for that. Because it's also cool to be TQ, right? That's cool by itself. So that's why I think Amari wouldn't do it, because Amari would also like to see him TQ and number 1 in the race, right? So I don't know. Yeah,
I think it's a good argument. I don't know. I think trying different race formats is really cool, and I personally I don't like all races to be the same. Like I like to do different formats for different types of racing.
Point. Yeah, I agree.
Like all of them.
And for qualify, what do you prefer? Doing 3 lap and just that, or 2-minute qualify? So how many lap you are doing? Just we get it the 3 consecutive.
What do you think, Evan?
My favorite qualifying, honestly, was is the way they do it in Turkey every year, where it's like I think they do like your best, like they do all of your laps from that day, and you're allowed to drop like 10 of them or something.
Oh,
What do
So
you mean?
or like they do like your best 3 consecutive, but like your best 5 3 consecutive. So you have to get 3 consecutive 5 times, and then that's your time. And then so you're constantly trying to get more and more best 3 consecutives. And then it's like to me, like I don't know why more people don't do that. I think it's actually really cool. Because then it's a like kind of like a fight throughout the whole day. And then what ends up happening is
Like it.
everybody has 5 3 consecutive, but then maybe one guy has he has 4 good ones and 1 bad one. So then now he's trying to get his next pack, like try and get a decent one so he can drop that one. And like Turkey, watching qualifying in Turkey every single year is my favorite because it's like it's really cool. So I honestly prefer that over like one pack, no matter if it's 3 laps or 2 minutes or whatever. I think if you're gonna do qualifying for one day, especially at a large event, I think this like what I just described is actually kind of cool.
that's a
see,
good
see.
point. Like I had never tried that, but I would love to try it. That's awesome. Like, or even like
Really?
your average lap time, like
Yeah.
excluding whatever 5 year crashes, right? Like that.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome because it includes consistency. It includes how
Yeah.
fast you are. It's kind of you can you can just do qualifying and then say and call it a day. Like this is the
Yeah.
result.
That's true.
Like it. Like it a lot,
I think
actually.
that's cool. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So, Coppa Italia? See that. Just not that. Okay. And what about qualifying in Velocitron or Aerodrome to be there and just racing? You know, FAI just doing that you qualify in Aerodrome, and there you just have maybe 1 heat or 2 heat of qualify in all the 3 day, and after you just race it. What about that?
I mean, I think that just makes it less fun for everyone. Like, sure, it makes it more important, but like, then you can do 2 heats of qualifying and go into the bracket, lose the first 2, and now you've done 4 batteries or 4 attempts, and you're done. Like,
Yeah.
the whole like, you still have to make drone racing fun. Like, I don't care how good you are, how not good you are. Like, you come to race, you drive or you travel this way to see your friends, but to fly your drones with each other, like. So I personally think as much flying as possible is
Yeah.
the best.
I think at least if it's a race, if it's a serious race, every pilot should get at least 10 batteries. At least 10 batteries per event. Like
For
less than
qualifying.
that is like for it like can be anything. Of course, it's good if it's 10 for qualifying and then also racing. But overall, if you get 10 batteries in the event, I think it was a successful event. More is better, of course. But if it's less than that, then you gotta figure out a new format.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree. Okay, and we actually arrived to the final question. I was faster than the last time. I'm trying to get to 1 hour live show, so I don't know how I managed to do it. But last
Looking
few
good.
question is, what do you prefer actually? Bigger event or just small event with a friend? What do you enjoy more? What is most
say,
important for you? The competitive. So in bigger event, you have more actually percentage of the most fastest guys there, or just flying the flight camp near you or nearby and fly with your friend. So there is this sport competitive that, oh yeah, I got you a second. Oh yeah, I got that. What's more fun for you? What do you prefer?
I think if you're a serious racer, even if you're average racer, but if you're serious about racing, you should consider doing both. Like you cannot be a racer if you've never been in a big event, and you should continue visiting big events, right? But also local events is important part of our society, of our FPV drone racing society. Like you gotta do them too, and I think they both equally fun. Yeah, and big events, you visit, you see a lot of people, you meet a lot of people, you make new connections, you're making a lot of new fun, you know. But local events, that's where you grind. That's where you try different things. That's where you meet with your local crew. Someone that you can call asshole every day, and they'll fine with that, right? Like that's important.
Because there is a guy who actually raced with us that one time asked me, actually said, I need to go in that kind of race, but just to get the sponsor. I really hate this kind of race, but if I don't go there, I will not go get sponsored.
I think that's kind of a good point in terms of like some sponsors, they're asking what big events you're planning to go, right? Or what big events did you visit before? Like sometimes they don't even care if you won them or not, but you kind of giving them exposure by going to different races, showing that you're active. So it kind of makes sense that the sponsors are doing that. But yeah, like, but I think if you hate event, you definitely shouldn't go there. Like, why would you, right?
Yeah, I said like it's like in Demon Souls when you have that boss that give you loot, but you hate the path tracing of that boss, but you need to do it for the loot.
Yeah.
I found that like this.
Yeah. I think like you cannot treat drone racing as your work. Then it stopped being fun. You gotta keep treating it as hobby and where you're having fun, and then you're having fun.
As a sponsor, what do you think about Ivan?
The like people get sponsored for different reasons.
I saw your video.
I think I made the video, right? Yeah. Like you have to have like there's like 5 different traits you can have. Like you can be really good and go to a lot of big events and win a lot of events. And that's one thing. You can be really big on social media. You don't have to go to a lot of events to be big on social media. You can be very likable. That you don't have to go to a lot of events to be likable. You can be very supportive on social media, of like Facebook groups and helpful and things like that. Or you can make instructional content. And 4 out of the 5 don't require you to go anywhere and are incredibly valuable to sponsors. So if I were to talk to your friend and he said he didn't like to go to big events, but he still wants to get sponsored, I would say, well, be supportive online, make educational content, help others, be like, just enjoyable to be around in your local, like that. We definitely have sponsored people who don't go to big events, who are not these humongous names, but are just very likable and people we would want to represent us.
I'm joking. Yeah. Just joking.
But yeah. But yeah, so that'd be my argument. But my thing about the racing, or which type of racing is better, like the big races or the small ones, like in life, we all are like we're trying to meet people who have similar interests to us, right? Like you typically get along with people who have similar interests. So if say you do something different, but like say you go to the same restaurant every night or something, you hang out with the same people, like sure, I'm sure you would enjoy that and really enjoy your friends there. But if maybe like you could, if they have this other place that they like to go, that's the same type of food, and they have other friends there, like sure, let's go there maybe once every now and then you can meet other people who have similar interests, and it's a good place for you to make new friends. So I think in racing, like sure, you can have your local crew that you love to hang out with that are a lot of fun, but if you want to meet more people who are probably pretty similar to them and have similar interests, go to some big events. It's not about the sponsors. It's not about the like what place you get. Like it's about meeting people that you enjoy.
Yeah,
maybe they can
just ate one championship. I will not do the name of the pilot of the champion or everything like that, but I will not speed the tip. That's Lemon.
Damn it.
But yeah, I think it's really true that sometimes it depends of what's in your mind of your future. Like what do you mean for get sponsored? You want to get sponsored by who? where
Yeah,
where he see pilot, because everyone every sponsor watch one kind of championship, bigger championship. So I think so. I don't know for 533, but for what I see, for get sponsored from some brand, you need to be in some championship. For other brand, you need to be in other championship,
Yeah.
because the
yeah.
so okay. And
Yeah.
last question that I just know that it will not be the last question, but how to have more spectator at race? What's an advice for you to give to small flat cam that just want to have spectator at the race? Just get beer.
Beer
The
and half naked ladies, right? Like, yeah.
I think you can have a race for two different types. Like you can have a race for racers, or you can have a race for spectators. And usually the other side won't like the other. Like if you have a race for spectators, the racers probably aren't going to like it. And if you have a race for racers, the spectators probably aren't going to like it. But I would say in general, spectators prefer slower drones with lit up that are larger, and then also
Bigger map.
it's like yeah, with like a commentator that is explaining them to them. Like spectators have no idea what's going on. Like you have to explain to them why they should care. And then I mean that would be, I think,
Yeah.
the DRL approach.
Actually, what we did in Italian Championship, there is one chapter of the Italian Championship. There is in a stadium, and for the night of the Saturday, we do a spec race with all LED, so all lighting up with a projector, with a DVR like in front of the spectator area. So something like that, I think, is in the middle of B for spectator and B for the racer, but it's not actually possible everywhere, especially because in I don't know if it's happened in other cities, but in that specific cities, in the stadium, we had really a shit video. We can see nothing
yeah.
because of
Yeah.
all the or the grass, or the structure and everything. We can see nothing actually. We had a lot of trouble on that. So maybe it's in the middle, Lemon.
I think the key part we kind of all missing a little bit is that, like, we tried everything already. We tried doing bigger drones. We tried LEDs. We tried DVR. No DVR. Nothing works. Spectators don't show up. Like they just don't. But we had a few races that were kind of successful for spectators, and usually these races are connected with some other sport. Like let's say there was a big event for like a monster truck event. You know, there's a crazy car jumping around, and then they did drone race just in a circle
Backyard.
around the track with LEDs, right? And the guys who were there racing, I think it was a DIN drones, and I forgot who was that. Then they were telling me that the spectators were just screaming for them, like, you know, just go, you know, they were like cheering like crazy, right? And you cannot just set up a race without monster trucks that will do that. Like people just won't show up. And the same, we did the same MotoGP race, similar MotoGP race here in Texas. So MotoGP got in contact with a local fancy golf club, and so there was a golf club championship. And at the end, last 2 hours, we did like a performance drone race for them. So we were like racing for them just between ourselves, like qualifying and all this stuff on our own field while the golf championship was happening. But then last 2 hours they set up like tables for all these fancy golf people. They were eating, drinking, discussing the golf results and watching us racing. And the commentator was all right on microphone, although I think commentator is very important for people, especially who don't know about anything drone racing. He's creating this environment that people want to watch and cheer. But that was also, I would say, it also a successful race. So if clubs or MultiGP or whoever can find more connections like this, you know, you're doing like a baseball tournament and then quick 1 hour drone race, then maybe we can start attracting attention just by setting up a cool course with nice LEDs and beautiful DVR picture. That's not gonna do that. Like, that's just not.
Good point.
Yeah,
Very good point.
Okay. I would ask you, as I said, it will not be the last question, but when I can try the new lipstick in Europe? Please tell me.
New hot topic.
I think we're waiting for. There's a couple stores who have reached out about placing an order, but it's just honestly, it takes like there's like a very high demand for them right now, and it's very hard to make them fast enough. So we are still fulfilling the orders in the U.S., but I think there are 2 stores in Europe, like one in
France.
I think France, and then like Netherlands,
FPV.
or like Drone Shop or something, NL or something, and then then they'll be available. And I think we're trying to get them to buy, because we now have 5 types. We just launched with 2, but then people says I want this type, I want this type, I want this type. So I think we'll try and have all 5 types stocked in at least 2 stores in Europe.
Nice.
But
Do
that's
you
all
print them on site?
I'm sorry?
Do you print them on site, or you order someone to print them?
No, we print them on site, but then you have to install the bearing. So it's 2 pieces, and you have to install the bearing, and then it's like the tolerance isn't always perfect. So they're like, you have like a certain percentage of them that you can't sell because they're not perfect. So then that creates like you have to. We're still working on making them faster to produce, because right now like a certain percentage of them aren't perfect.
Do you have to have a special fancy 3D printer that like whatever printing from the liquid, or
it's from the liquid. Yeah. But the hardest part is just learning. Like we don't want to use any adhesives for the bearing to go in. Like we're trying to make it to where it just snaps on both sides, and to make that work is it's really, because the problem is this material is very brittle. So when you're trying to make this snap, you risk it cracking. And so it's very difficult to do. I don't know what we found, but when it works, it's fantastic, and it snaps right in. And then you even have the ability to have multiple different tops. So you screw the bottom on, and then you can just pull the top off and snap on a new top of a different kind if you want to try, which is kind of neat. But yeah, I just used them for like the past, I guess, 3 weeks or something, because we were flying in Colorado for chasing the skiers, and this is for any plastic stick end, but they're always better for flying in the cold, because they don't get cold. Like metal stick ends, when you're flying in the cold, they become like icicles, and they make your thumbs freezing. So when using plastic ones, they still are of course cold, but they don't absorb the heat as much, or the cold as much.
It's
That's
funny
cool.
because it's happened the same things of the uptime. Like two day before, when you launched the Omnistick, Ripstick, I did a clip in the live stream when me and GKFPV, we are talking about Ripstick. And I was talking about the hybrid pinch, so we talk about every kind of how you handle the radio in your hands, or the kind of ripstick, and at the end, after 2 days, you just got off from the with the Omnistick, and I said, "Oh shit, Race, yes, this is mine."
Yeah. Well, we'll try and get them in Europe soon. I'm excited to hear what people think about them. We've gotten some reviews so far, and people have been excited about it. It's just when you pick it up the first time, it feels wrong. Like it feels like it doesn't feel right, because it feels like it's broken or something. But once you get used to it and you start to fly and understand how your thumb twists when you fly, I think it's really good.
Are you thumber, Evan, or are you hybrid?
Like hybrid pinch, yeah.
That's me.
On both hands, right? So you're like this, both hands?
Yes. but when I go to the outside corners, like if you watch my stick, like my stick cam, when I go to the outside corners, my thumb or my finger doesn't follow. So it goes in like this, but then when I come this way, my finger stays like this for both hands. So like it only follows in, but when I go out, it doesn't follow. So it's kind of like a weird. I've never seen anybody else do it the same, but it's weird.
Or
Yeah, that's weird.
maybe really I can't looking out for that really. Guys, this is the following question that we did today. Let me just show you. I don't know if you see. Okay. And just joking. Okay. I think it's everything.
Yeah. Let me ask Evan one question. I was just curious. So you guys selling some ESCs, right? Like you had Hobby Wing ESCs, you had Foxeer, right? Do you know anything what's happening with BL Heli? Like, do Foxeer or Hobby Wing switching to AM32, or like what kind of ESCs you're selling now? Or you can still buy plenty of BL Heli 32.
The team Foxeer, everything I know is gone. Like that we can buy. Like there was a certain point where like Foxeer told us we could not buy anymore as a retailer, but if you go to the Foxeer site and buy from them as a customer, then it would be BL32. But selling to retailer, they switched it to only AM32 or something like. But now like
Did you try
M32?
M32? Did you try
Yeah.
M32?
So we were like, you know, kind of in a scramble to find BL32, and the last ones we found were T-Motor. So we were pretty much using only T-Motor ESCs with Foxeer flight controller, because for me Foxeer flight controllers just like work really good.
Yeah.
But now even the last batch of T-Motor we got was AM32. So I don't know about Hobby Wing. I heard rumors that Hobby Wing was doing their own. And then like I heard Hobby Wing was doing their own like ESC, like what firmware, if you call it.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
That's
because
cool.
they come from like in helicopters and RC cars. I think they use their own. Like I think they already have their own that they use for helicopters.
Nice.
Their helicopter
That's
ESCs.
exciting.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's production or I just heard a rumor.
Yeah.
And then everyone else I think is using AM32. But honestly, like if you for AM32, the best settings that we found are 22 kilohertz. I think I have it here. Let me find it. The person who gave me the settings were Din actually. And these settings for us worked really good. Let me see. No, so 22.5 timing, 48 kilohertz fixed, and then it's a must that you must set the KV of the motor.
Yeah.
And if you do those three things, it works pretty good. Like
For that we did
And so
in the YouTube channel of the Copetaria, we did this M32 just explain it well with this guy who actually went to every race with just one motor that is different than the other, just for fun. One time he raced with one 4S and 3CX, say 6S, just for fun. And it's one that is following M32 from the beginning. He's not a developer, he's just a beta tester, he's just finding fun to try out every ESC.
Yeah.
And actually it's not so difficult. They have 3 configurator actually, but the last one is the best. One is like the BLL, so it's really a developer configurator, so no fancy UI or nothing, just it's work. The second one is the online, the same one of the Blue Jay, the sconfigurator.com. And the third one is the last one that is fancy and working. I don't recommend actually to use the second one because he have the problem with RPM filter. Just you can't set the RPM filter when you turn on, so the desk just drove crazy. That's is what I know. Actually, there's some more. Lemon, did you try? Do you see something?
Yeah, I didn't try much of a different ESCs. I still have like a stack of BL Heli 32 ESCs. That
Yeah,
will
they're definitely
probably be
still,
yeah,
still the most
but
reliable.
yeah. I recently tried this new closed source Voltara ESC. It works pretty good. Yeah, but it's closed source, and don't know how I feel about that. And I've heard AM32 now is working on like they found out something super cool that will like spin motors like 20% faster, like ramping up 20% faster and like draining less power by doing that. And they're preparing like for the next release. Like a few guys already flying it for the testing, so I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, cool. I was wondering, so Evan, like whatever ESCs you have now, if I buy them now, they're gonna come with AM32 or what's the deal? Like,
yeah, probably AM32. The best ones that we found are like the TBS one, and then the Axis Flying Argus Mini is really good. And then I can't speak on the T motor ones, like they should be fine. But I just haven't tested them enough.
But generally it's like no problem, right? You just if I order for you and it's AM32 ESC, like guys flying it and like it's fine, right?
Yeah.
Fine.
Cool. Oh, actually, with the last version of BLD 32, I have a guy who bought the flag color one, and he told me, "Oh wait, there is a problem with this ESC, but it's not from the ESC; it's from the firmware." And he actually find out that the drone getting like 20% of the power cut off just from software from the last version of BLD 32. So maybe
Flycolor was trying to use like a hacked version of like they were supposedly Flycolor was able to hack BL32 and like still continue to flash ESCs, but like it made some problems apparently. That I heard.
So if you have one, I have one. Actually, if Flycolor sponsored us, so I have the M32 here, the new ASC. So I can't wait to try, but I won't try because if I try, it means that I broke something, and I don't want broke something actually. I won't just get that for the championship. And okay, I think.
All right, so we're not left alone. So that's cool to hear. Like M32, see, like people can buy it now, and it's that's fine. Cool. And Fox here, and man, Hobbywing need their own firmware. That's the spill the tea.
I heard that's just a rumor. It's just a rumor.
Yeah, we gotta ask Charles about that.
Okay. Anything else that you want to talk about with the European side of the people? Oh yeah, something there. Next year we actually talked about 3 days ago. Next year we will have an official chapter of MultiGP that is not just for qualifying with the chapter, so the global qualifying and everything, but the winner we get a ticket for game to go to USA and for get to MultiGP. So MultiGP really cool. is actually coming to Europe, and that's something.
There we go.
Yeah,
that's really cool. All
right, Evan. Now we gotta move to Europe. I want to get them out of GP2.
If you want come, you're a guest.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Good pizza here.
Yeah,
thanks for having us. Yeah,
good pizza. Yesterday, we tried for the first time. There is a place, as I said before, with them on. Yesterday, actually, a few hours ago, we had the dinner with the guy of the flight camp. And we get to this city, Pesaro, that is famous for the pizza with mayonnaise and an egg.
Okay, that sounds disgusting.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say too.
Man, they actually get 184 kind of pizza in this
Wow.
place. Some of them have pasta on them,
Oh.
kilos of pasta on them.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
Dang.
That's funny.
that's the speed of the pizza. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna go to change myself and go to the building site. I need to go to work.
All right.
I think it's everything. Thank you guys for the time. I'm sorry for yesterday,
No, it's all
but
okay.
it was so
Okay.
funny. It was so funny. Actually, I was here in the PC, and actually the audio was setting good. Yesterday, the audio was setting good. And just get it was 4:20 in the morning, and just get the message from Evan. Well, but it's tomorrow. Wait, but today is 19. No, it's 18. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Time zone suck.
It's all good.
Yeah,
We
well-
appreciate you having us.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for having us. And a shout out to the guy who figured out that I was muted today. That
Oh,
defined
yeah.
the whole hour. The whole hour just muted.
Shut out of Dim. Alessio, ti voglio bene.
Oh.
Alessio,
That
giuro,
would
ti
be pretty
faccio
funny.
non so cosa ti faccio. Alessio, ti voglio bene. And you know
All
what's
right,
fun?
guys.
Philofab,
Yeah, what?
the social media manager, just wake up this morning and say, "Oh yeah, I will be there for you. I will be there for you." I think he's sleeping now. So, thank you, Alessio. Thank you. Guys,
Yeah.
happy flying.
All right.
Yeah, thank you
See ya.
guys. Later.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Really.